Yes, we are.
Alex Jones
We're
and
on
the
the march.
GCN Radio Network.
I want to come in with Beowulf. Beowulf! In the last 50 years, iodine has been phased out of our staple foods and replaced with the halogen bromine, a practice now banned in nations around the world. Guess what else is in the halogen family? Fluoride. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here. In 1924, the federal government did the right thing and encouraged salt producers to add iodine. It's the good halogen on the periodic table, and the results are on record. Reports documented a 15-point IQ increase in areas that had previously been deficient in iodine. Bottom line, iodine is important. Unbound, clean, in a glycerin base. Nascent iodine was the answer for myself and my family. You will find Survival Shield Nascent Iodine exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWars Life Survival Shield Nascent Iodine isn't just for emergencies. I take it every day. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. Introducing Pro One. All of your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters to just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gate, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filters today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139. Alex Jones here with a message to fellow freedom lovers. The prognosis for the entire planetary economic system runs from bad to worse. The globalist model is to shut down societies and starve patriots out until they acquiesce to the global takeover. That's why we've assembled the most vital and important preparedness items at InfoWarsShop.com. These are items that I did research on, that I personally use. We've got the Life Straw, so you can turn fetid water into safe water anywhere you go. The K-Tor hand crank generator to charge up key equipment during power outages or out in the field. Strategic Relocation, 3rd edition by Joel Skousen. When Disaster Strikes by Matthew Stein. ThyroSafe, used by Homeland Security to protect yourself during any radiological event. Hand crank shortwave AM/FM radios. Everything that we've researched and found to be the best is available at InfoWarsShop.com, and your purchase makes our InfoWar possible. We're getting prepared. Are you? InfoWarsShop.com.
We now take you live to the Central Texas Command Center and the heart of the resistance. It's Alex Jones.
Your fighting spirit is to be a free man or woman and to build a greater civilization based on honor, trust, and duty. Your instincts are being squandered on football and baseball and going and watching these men that play these sports. And I'm not against these guys. A lot of sports guys are nice people. And it would be okay if it was just a pastime. But it's become our manhood, and we've lost our manhood in the process. We've been gelded by sports. Now, I'm going to go to your phone calls. I appreciate you holding through Ventura. A lot of you were on before he came on, so we're going to you right now. Dean in Virginia, you're on the air worldwide. Thank you for calling today.
My gosh, how do you follow the Super Bowl warrior? But I'm going to give it a try. I mean, like you said, honor, trust, duty, and researching is addicting. I mean, we're all spirits on a human journey. And some people say I'm obsessed. Some people say I'm whacked out. Others just listen. And what I have to them is, I consider you Neo. I just offer you the truth. Here's what's been happening in Richmond. This is one of my obsessions. For the last 29 out of 29 precipitation events, they've been preceded by 1 to 3 days of heavy chemtrailing, meaning I'm not talking about 20 or 30. I'm talking about, like yesterday and the day before, hundreds. I looked up last night when it started to rain, and it burned my eyes. Now, there's been some days where it didn't rain, it didn't chemtrail at all. All you see was contrails for 5, 6, 7 days. Then all of a sudden, 1, 2, 50, 60. Next day, hundreds.
And by the way, geoengineering is an admitted fact and going on Department of Energy, at least $5 billion a year, but they don't call it chemtrails. But then the general public isn't even aware that Bill Gates is running the program in the, quote, terraforming the earth into what? They won't tell us. What do you think they're doing?
Well, watching the different sprayers that are coming out that are on patent, like you said, if you just research, there's different sprayers now. If you watch the jets coming by, and usually 99% of them are coming out of the south heading north. And you can see the different types of nozzles because within 5 to 15 minutes, it's either wisping, it's either like puffing, and it's different shapes, but they all turn into clouds where people people do not look up. Everybody, and you have to be aware of, the water you drink. Here it comes down to a relative of mine works for a municipal water system down south. And we talked about fluoride. He says, oh, you're not one of those fluoride nuts, are you? We've had people in our company that refused to put fluoride in the water, in the community water, and they were fired.
I mean, it's on record to be rat poison, and the FDA's been forced to say take it out of the water and the pesticides, but they won't. And then people just laugh at us because we're informed. Insane. Great points, Dean. I appreciate your call. Eric in Connecticut, you're on the air worldwide.
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Doing all right, brother.
Good. I talked a little bit about archetypes with the Super Bowl and the way they played up Peyton Manning to be the superhero, and, of course, the Super Bowl comes around and he gets trounced. They're always building up archetypes for us, and then they take them down to show that...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was at a Super Bowl party at a building downtown in the bottom of the building, in their event center or whatever, and the people got so depressed when he started losing that I was only there about 45 minutes because they all started leaving and I left too. I was already planning to. I was observing this, and literally their hero was defeated, so they all left. I mean, it's totally mindless. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's basic propaganda and psychological imprinting for these archetypes to be put on us. And then, obviously, I've been awake for 10 years. I'm from Connecticut. People here are waking up. I just want to give kudos to that guy that went up at the press conference and spoke about 9/11. Being a journalist myself, I know that it's hard to come out and ask the hard questions because you could get fired or isolated.
That's right. They are controlling the press. They're censoring media. They're trying to shut down the alternative press. It's time to take over press conferences. Civil disobedience. It's time to ask real questions, to jump up on microphones, to go to city council, to go to the mayor's event. You see a mayor that's putting fluoride in your water and it won't stop. You see him eating, you go over and you ruin his dinner. It's time to get aggressive with these punks, ahead of other things. Because they're engaged in chemical warfare against us. They think it's funny. They're assaulting us. They should go to prison. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I was up there at Sandy Hook, and to see this kind of propaganda, just being the narrative being spun out, nobody was asking the hard questions. Nobody was asking, real questions about definitive things that can blow this narrative apart. And it goes back to 911, the same thing. You got to ask hard questions to blow the narrative apart and get some real information, and so we could start, gaining more victories here for the info war and the truth overall.
Well said. Well said. I mean, I just see thousands rioting and knocking windows out and burning things in Seattle. And it's like, oh, isn't that cute? The media says they love their team. But if we were attacking Federal Reserve buildings, burning them, they'd send the military out on us to kill us. That's on record. That's been declassified. And I'm not saying burn down Federal Reserve buildings. That makes them the victim. Just point out they're the foreign bank that's occupied us and destroy them politically. They want to have a violent confrontation because they know they're losing the political. That's why they want to flood us with illegals who will then, be clients of the Democrats and Republican leadership and vote to take our guns and politically checkmate us. I mean, this is very simple equations here. Let's go to a couple more calls, and I'm going to play Democrat operatives, minions, students signing petition. Listen to this. To have gun owners executed in concentration camps. That's up on Infowars.com. This is so insane. I mean, these people are just... It's scary how dumb Democratic trendies are. And that's why MSNBC and CNN always talk about how smart liberals are and how everyone else is dumb. Because it's a cult of how... It is a cult where they're smart. The hosts are smart, preying on their client minions, who they know literally are so stupid, they just want to watch a show where they talk about how smart they are all day. I'm smart. I am very smart. I like my double price. I think I signed up for Obamacare. I did. I told you didn't sign up, moron, and now you found that out. I mean, you know, you're just so stupid and so dangerous. I think we have to put the gun owners in the FEMA camp and kill them. So you want to kill the gun owners? Yeah, I do. They're actually trendy voices. Oh, yeah, let's kill them. Oh, yeah. Like Buzz Bissinger with Piers Morgan. You need to get a gun and kill Alex. And the woman's like, oh, my gosh, wear a uniform. And she's going, the ambassador's daughter, the little model. She's literally on purpose doing sexual. That woman's not really looking at you through the TV with sexual desire. She's manipulating you, men. I know you know that, but be conscious. These info babes. She's like, she literally goes, Piers, wear the uniform. I mean, this is America. They want to kill me. They're criminal scum. By the way, I challenged Piers Morgan to a bare knuckles boxing match for the charity of his choice, that redcoat trash. And he can have Buzz Bissinger and the ambassador's daughter all together. And I'm going to go further. They can all have baseball bats. And I have my bare fist, because I'm going to club. Oh, just scum. Coming for you, filth. You'll never take that challenge, cowards, because you know what I'll do to you. Sick of this filth. Anyways, I don't know if I could beat him up with boxing gloves on, but I know if he had a baseball bat, I know I could crush him. First punch, nose is gone. It's when the overwhelming odds come in that the real power is there. It's addicting. And I don't like violence, folks, but I think about these enemies, how they want to kill me. You know what, scum? Go ahead and try it, filth. You're going to feel like your ancestors. We got the guns, we got the guts, and we got God on our side, and you know it, filth. You may be able to take me down, but you're never taking the spirit of liberty down, filth. It's only when the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord lifts up a standard against it. And we are that standard, as imperfect as we are. Forged in the fires of resistance to evil. Let's go ahead and talk to Tony in Idaho. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello, Alex.
Hey, brother.
God bless you, man. I love you. Pray for you constantly and all those with you. I wanted to bring up the cross-reference between these government wind-up toys and Manchurian candidates and the government preachers. You know, they wind-up toys, they kill people physically, but these preachers, with the false doctrine they're preaching, they kill people spiritually. And they reach more people constantly than any of these government Manchurian candidates.
Oh, I know. I go to these big mainline churches. Some of them are good, but none of them will stand up against the government tyranny. The ones I've seen, and it's all just basically 501c3. And there's so many good people in these churches, some of the nicest people you'll find that are good fathers, good mothers, but they just sit there and Romans 13 all day.
This 501c3, all those people out there that go to those churches, you need to understand that when you fill out your tax form to pay off the 1040 form, which to pay your 1040 taxes, that pays off the interest on the 1040 bonds that they sold to pay off the finance the Civil War. It'll never be paid off. And it's written in Scripture that we should serve God only, not man. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, exactly. That's like they were trying to set up Christ, and they said, hey, should we pay taxes? And he goes, whose face is on that coin? That's his. Give God the things that are God, your children, your family, your heart. But if they've got some artificial demon system, it's like when you go in an NFL game, you're now under their system. But it doesn't mean we render unto Caesar. We render under the NFL. We pay for the gladiator stadiums. God bless you.